Gosh. All right, here we go. Yay! Hello,
I
everyone. Welcome to live chat. Teresa's here from Theresa is Dead. Highly requested to have Theresa on live chat. I've got an interview for you. We're going to ask her all of your burning questions, and we're going to find out why the hell Theresa is dead. And speaking of that, well, she's not. She's very much alive.
I
So,
am.
so speaking of that, very important to know. Usually in my live chats, I try to keep these extremely family friendly, but
Not today.
This is the big but in the space is that whenever I have people on, I like them to be able to be themselves, and she has an awful garbage mouth. So she should be stopped, but we're going to allow her to continue today. So if you have little ones in the room, or if you don't like that or weird stuff in general, then you can exit out of the video now. No harm, no foul, but I will remember our time fondly. So, all right. That being said, I do want to take just a moment. Hopefully I did it justice.
You did.
I did all right. Okay. So Sarah is here. I want to just say hello to people that are here live very quickly, and then we're going to get into burning questions. So Sarah is here. Hello to you, Emma and Amanda. She's so excited. I found Theresa because of Jen. Yay! My girl Saucer Jess is here. Heaps of love to you,
I
Marissa.
love Saucer Jess.
Don't we all love Saucer Jess?
I love her little purple hearts. I love them.
I know. We all love Saucer Jazz. Marissa is here, and Makeup by Malia is here, and Bad to the Brow, Brenda and Beatrice, and Ginger Jeannie, Olivia, and it just skipped down. So I'm going to go ahead and say, if I did not say good morning to you, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. So first burning question that I have for Theresa that I have always wondered is, where does I know, I'm already laughing. Where does the name Theresa is Dead come from? Like, how'd you come up with that?
Oh yeah. Well, it was passed down from generation to generation. So my mother is Theresa is Dead, and I'm Teresa's Dead Jr. actually now. So it's honestly, it's so stupid. About 10 years ago, I started Twitter, or maybe 11 years ago, I don't know. And I was trying to think of like a cool, fun name. And I was like, Teresa's Dead's hilarious. I didn't know why that was funny, but I thought it was. And then I just left it at that. And then I made an Instagram, and then I forgot about it. Like, I totally forgot about it. So when I started my channel, I didn't want to use my real name. So I was like, well, I don't want to change all my social media around, so I might as well just call it Theresa is Dead. So it's not like a fun, like, oh yeah, I was like gifted to me by a knight. No, it was just like, I thought it was hilarious in 2009.
There you go. It's so funny, the things that hang around, and like,
I know.
Thank
God, it's not bad.
Right, exactly. Because there's lots of things that hang around from 2009 that may not. Hold on a second. My moderators are asking for slow mode. I need to figure out how to do that real quick. I might have to do it in the thing over here. Hold on.
Oh yeah, it's a production.
I had some issues. I'm currently on my laptop instead of on my regular computer, so I need to figure out how to do that. So
it's going to go to the other computer.
I do need to go to the other computer that started the stream. That's why I'm on the other side, because we're dead number 2 over here. So as I'm figuring that out, I want to listen to more things about Theresa. So I know that for me, I was definitely inspired to start my YouTube channel when I was watching beauty videos, and especially, Emily Noel 83 and Marlena from Makeup Geek when she was just Makeup Geek TV, Leisha from X Sparkage. When I saw them, they were my inspirations for starting my channel. And I wasn't sure if there's anybody that you were watching that kind of made you go, yes, I want to start a beauty channel. But I am listening. I'm just going to look over here to try to do
Oh, no, of course. So chat, let me tell you. So I think for me, the reason why I started my channel is because I was tired of seeing people that all look the same and that all had the same opinions on things. I kind of just felt like everybody was the same, and it was time to just shake something up and try to see someone like myself on the platform, because I felt like there was just a market there that just was not being utilized. So it was, for me, it was more of like, I was just kind of just getting sick of seeing the same shit all the time. And I just saw a little bit of garbage needed to be on the internet. Just a little bit, just a tiny bit.
That is so awesome. And I think also because, you know, I think it's frustrating in media to always see the same type of person all the time. You know, everybody
Oh
kind of
yeah.
looks the same. And then when you look on YouTube and you see everybody also looking the same, you know, and having, you know,
It's scary.
Botox, and nothing wrong with Botox, nothing wrong with lip injections, nothing wrong
Oh
with any of that.
no, I'm
They'll
all
do
for that.
whatever they want with their own faces, their own bodies.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's nice to see people that don't necessarily fit that exact mold that we see
Oh
all
yeah.
the time repeated over and over and over again. So
I couldn't agree. And I think it just kind of got to the point for me is that I was buying a lot of products these influencers were pushing out, and a lot of them was fucking garbage. And I was like, why isn't anyone just saying the truth? Why isn't someone just telling me, hey, this is hot water trash, don't buy it? I don't want to watch
yes.
that bitch. Who's that bitch?
Yes. Oh
So
my gosh. Absolutely. Absolutely. Moderators, I cannot figure out how to do slow mode. I just can't.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to like drag the chat. It's like, I can't. Oh wait, settings. Hold on. Maybe. No,
Maybe.
that's different. Because it's a totally different setup. I'm on a totally different computer and I can't figure it out. So I sincerely apologize. I will figure it out for the next chat, like all of the issues that I've had. I can't, and I do apologize to the moderators. I'm so sorry. Just if they're
Gotta
in
be
the
honest.
chat, you know, maybe keep some space between your phones or something. I don't know. I don't know what to say. All right.
Yeah.
So but I have to move on, unfortunately. Okay. As far as me figuring that out. So, because I just can't, I can't do it. Okay, so one thing that I think is part of the reason why I think people love you so much is that you do bring, number one, the honesty that people are just craving, you know, that you can tell that it is your true feelings about the product, because you'll bring on like a Too Faced palette and you got your issues with Too Faced, but if it's a palette you're using, it's a palette you're using. If it's a palette you're liking, it's a palette. Pumpkin palette, I know, is something you've really been loving, but you weren't afraid to say, even though, you know, Too Faced is so popular right now, you weren't afraid to give your honest feelings about it. And I think that a lot of people really appreciate that. So I think that's part of the reason why your channel is growing so quickly right now. You know, you have your 40,000 subscribers, more than 40,000 subscribers right now. Just, I mean, people, you know, you look at the grand scheme of things and people say, oh, 40,000 subscribers, it is a lot. It actually is a lot. If you look at
It's a lot.
The average YouTube channel, like, it's very difficult to get to 40,000 subscribers. It's very difficult.
Oh, yeah.
So first I wanted to congratulate you.
Oh, thank you.
And second, do you feel like your channel has had any kind of evolution since you started, that it maybe, how is your content, how do you feel like it's changed since when you first started uploading videos?
Yeah. So when I first started, I did the traditional, like, I'm just going to review products and, you know, this is what this is, just get my reviews out, because that's the one thing about a smaller channel. You kind of have to, I don't want to say compete, but like you have to kind of get your reviews out there for people to see you and notice you, because you're really starting from the ground up. You don't have that built-in audience of like 10,000 or whatever. So it's really hard in the beginning. And so I was doing a lot of reviews, and then I kind of just felt like, you know, I want to add my own spin to it. And what I couldn't find on this platform is just someone just being like just weird and unusual and just kind of just saying whatever the fuck they want. And I just felt like, you know what, I'm just going to be myself, because what's the point in me doing a YouTube channel if I can't truly be myself? So that's when I started kind of incorporating some stories into the mix, because it was just like weird things that happen in my day that I was like, you know what, they're funny. Like, they're funny, and I'm sharing it at home with my husband and my mom, whatever. But I'm like, yeah, it's kind of funny. Let me just talk about it with people. And from there, it like kind of like, I don't even know, just went into some crazy way where people were really just like loving the story aspect of it. But at the same time, it was kind of like making me a little sad too, because like I was also putting a lot of time in these reviews and people only kind of cared about the story. So I'm trying right now to, I never want to be stale. Like, I don't want to keep doing the same thing, because to me, it's like, you're not really going to grow or anything like that. So I'm trying to do it a little bit differently, where I'm going to try to pair my stories more with like get ready with me's, because I feel like it's a little bit more organic. I can just like do my makeup, not focus on the makeup, but also tell a story for the people that want that. And then the people that just want me to just say like, hey, I really love this lipstick, you got that too. So that's, I kind of feel like the evolution of my channel, because I feel like I said, if you do the same thing, it's like boring after a while. Like nobody wants to pay it. Nobody wants to sit and watch that, especially if you, the creator, do not even like your own content.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, totally. And I think there's a fine line between wanting to keep your content fresh, but also keeping it in a way consistent so that people that do come to you for a certain thing will be able to get that thing, but then keeping it fresh and different at the same time, but not getting rid of the wrong things, getting rid of the right things, adjusting the right things and not the wrong things. And it's crazy.
It is. And the other thing too is that COVID for me hit me really hard. So for me, one, I live in New York City, right? So that is like a whole, it's a wild, wild west here. It's crazy. But my whole thing is that like, I would pair like, oh, this is what happened to me on the way to work, or this is what Bob did today, whatever. And I would have that. And then I would have this whatever product thing. And when that stopped, because I can't go anywhere, not that I can't, like, it's not like I'm shackled to my house. It's just I choose not to because I just don't want to be infected by the public. But anyway, I realized I had to think about like, all right, well, I can't just keep doing what I'm doing because one, I'm not making up anything that I'm talking about. And it's going to be kind of weird if I say like, oh, this happened, when obviously you know that I haven't left my house in like 6 months. So I have to really think about how my content needs to be changed, but also keep that attention. So it's been an interesting ride. It's been stressful.
And but I think that it's amazing that you are making that commitment, because sometimes your stories sound like they're not real. Like, as far as like, how could this person actually exist? Like how did this really happen? Like, I remember, what was it, the burrito throwing thing? It was a while ago, about being on
the guy ate the
bus and the burrito, and he touched the woman's burrito, and like, I can't believe this actually happened in front of you, because they're just such amazing stories. Like, how could this be real? But I love hearing that like you're so committed to the authenticity of your stories, and you don't have to. The best part is you don't have to make them up.
No, well, that's one thing. It's like, if you live in New York City, like, I feel like, or like, actually not even New York City, but like any major city, you do see a lot of weird things on the reg. But for me also, I don't really care if someone believes it or not. That's fine. If you're entertained, that's really all that matters. Like, if you laughed at it, that's great. I feel like I did my job. But like, unless you see it, I totally get that. But I mean, because even some of the shit that I see, I'm like, no one's gonna believe this. Like, I actually have one that happened the other day. I'm not even gonna tell it because I'm waiting for that one to get ready with me. But at least Alex was with me, so we both shared this moment. So I was like, yes, finally. Like, oh, I love that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, it's just, I can't imagine like your conversations that you have with people in your life about the things that are happening. And they're like, yeah, tell this story on your channel. Like, that's amazing. And I know people really love you for those stories too, because I don't know of anybody that has those experiences and shares them on YouTube other than you. I mean, I'm mostly in the beauty space, but I think that it's pretty incredible and definitely makes you stand out as a creator. So
yeah, like, I feel like the storytime creators, I feel like they had their moment like I want to say like maybe 5 years ago. So there's not a lot of storytime people or storytime YouTube creators, I feel like, on this platform anymore. So it's kind of like, it's a little bit of a throw to that kind of error, even though it was like only 5 years ago. But I'm different.
Well, one of the things that I've always wondered, because you tell these stories about your workplace, has anybody at your work ever found your YouTube videos and heard the stories you've told about people that they know?
Okay, so here's the thing. I am so thankful that nobody in my office wears makeup, right? I go to work. When I used to go to work, I would have a full beat. So everyone would be like, oh my God, like, when do you have time to do this? And I'd be like, I don't know, like, whatever, I'll get up 3 hours early. It's fine. And I was very lucky that nobody discovered YouTube or really even talked about YouTube. But I did, because I was excited about my growth. And one of the people that I used to work with was one of the kind of driving forces about me starting my channel. So like, I have a couple people that like I'm friends with that know I have a channel. And when they do watch it, they're like, I know who you're talking about. And it just makes it so good. But I try my best. Well, one, I never say anybody's real name or anything like that, or give any sort of physical kind of characteristics, except for Bob with his meat and potatoes, because that's a moment right there. But everybody else, sometimes I'll get like a little, when I used to go into the office, they'd be like, so you talked about this the other day, was that me? And I'm like, no. So
Oh my gosh.
although it makes it harder though, because the people that do know I have a channel, sometimes they do some weird ass shit. And I'm like, fuck, I hate that you know I have a channel because I cannot talk about it.
Right.
There's this one guy, I can't even say anything.
Well,
I can't even say anything.
But this is the thing, Theresa. They don't watch
Yeah.
my channel.
That's true. Oh my God. Okay. All right. So let me tell you, there's this one guy I work with. One time we were on a conference call. We were sitting in his office together. So he's sitting in his chair. I'm sitting in my chair. And like the phone's in the middle of us. And we're talking. And it got to a point where we were waiting for the other party to kind of respond. So the guy that I'm with, he just gets up and he just starts kind of like just dancing, just doing this. And I'm just like staring at him like, why are you doing, like, what is wrong with you? And then he just sits down and we never talked about it. We never talked about it. We never discussed why that even happened, but he just felt it was appropriate to do like a soft jazz shoe and then sit down.
Just feeling
And that's just like the weird stuff like that happens with this one guy that I'm like, I can't even tell it to people. Sorry.
He was feeling the rhythm of the motion in the ocean or something. Like he was just out of nowhere. He just needed the boogie. Did he have headphones in or anything? Like
no, it was such a boring, it was like a boring conference call that we were having with this other party. And it was not even like a fun moment to just be like, oh, like he just decided like, hey, I'm just going to do this. And then I'm going to sit down and we're never going to talk about this. And I try to bring it up, but like, he just totally like ices me out. So I'm like, all right. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We got an exclusive Theresa's dead story here. Yes. I feel so honored. I feel so honored. So now your channel's doing amazing, obviously. But have you ever gotten to the point where you were like, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this is something I don't want to do. Like, was there ever any feeling of that? Like you were like, nah, I don't know about this anymore.
Yeah, I think last year around this time, I was getting demonetized heavily, like heavily.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where it was soul crushing. Because don't get me wrong, when you're a smaller YouTuber, you're not making a lot of money. But sometimes you make enough money to pay for the product that you're reviewing. So you at least break even. So from, I want to say end of October into December, and that's the months that I feel like AdSense are really, really great. I was making nothing. And I was like, there's no way that I'm able to sustain buying products and reviewing things when getting like heavily demonetized. And at the same time, I didn't want to switch up my content because like, why the fuck should I? Like, no, like people want to watch me because of who I am. And if I just start saying like, oh, gee willikers, people are going to be like, are you fucking kidding me? And then And I get that because I would too, because that's bullshit. So now it's like, I feel like it's kind of like sometimes I'll do really good for a stretch of time and I'm like, oh man, I haven't been demonetized. And then there'll be a whole month where I'm like demonetized and I don't know why. And that's the sad thing about YouTube. Nothing is ever really clear, but the new rating system has been a little bit more helpful. But anyway, so I wanted to kind of give up because I was just like, there's no point in this. And then I started Patreon, which was really nice. And then that kind of helped me sustain a little bit along the way. So for all the ad revenue that I'm losing from just being myself. So that at least kind of helped me out. And I'm very thankful to my patrons and all that stuff for keeping this garbage boat afloat, as I always say at the end of my video.
So in a way, your subscribers saved your channel.
They did. And I'm so thankful for them, to them, anything. And I always joke like, oh, forever together. Like I'm going to like literally just give you all hugs, give you whatever you want, because they're essentially driving this boat. And I'm so thankful for them for sticking it out with me and loving me and supporting me enough to help me. Like it means, oh, I'm getting emotional. It means so much to me. It really does. I love my audience. I think they're fucking great. I love them.
Oh, it's so wonderful. And just a little, in case people that are watching aren't familiar with AdSense and how YouTube works, I just want to give a quick summary just in case, is that we get paid based on the ads on our videos, but our videos can get flagged. And if Theresa uses a lot of curse words, some of her stories have some things in them that YouTube may not find advertiser friendly. And if it's found to be not advertiser friendly, they say they will not run ads on the videos, and then the YouTuber doesn't make money, but there's no way to know ahead of time if it's going to make money, if they're going to put ads on it or not. So you could put all this work in video, all this editing, all this time, all of this, and then upload it and then not make any money off of it. Now, if you're buying product, then that ends up putting you in the hole, and you can't sustain that. It's not sustainable. One of the things that's beautiful about YouTube is that we can make money back from expensive products. We buy a $125 Natasha Denona palette, over, a few videos. If you're, you can make that money back, and it makes it so that you don't have to sink all this money into this hole. So when you're constantly being demonetized, it's extremely discouraging because you're counting on the money to help you buy the product in order to maintain your channel. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Did I miss anything?
No. I think that's actually that's summed up perfectly, because I think a lot of people, when they see ads, they assume that like, oh, you're getting this like, so much money. And it's like, I fucking wish, like, no, like I see pennies. And like my videos do very well for a channel of my size, and I'm very thankful for that. But I don't see like, Birkin money. Like, get the hell out of here. I wish. Maybe one day.
I mean, think about a penny to a fraction of a penny at most. At most per view. At most. That would be a lot. We're talking about mostly fractions of pennies per view. So but it adds up when you're getting tens of thousands of views. It adds up. So let's see. So now we're talking about your channel growth, and you're doing so well. And if YouTube continues to allow you to be monetized, would you ever consider quitting your full-time job and just doing YouTube full-time?
I don't know. I like to think YouTube as a fun little escape that I have. I don't know if I would consider it reliable income. Maybe if I could see like I don't know, like a projection or something that would show me like, all right, this is the amount of money that I'm guaranteed to make. It'd be a little bit different. But as you know, it vastly varies, like, every month. And to me, that's just not sustainable. As somebody that has a lot of student loan debt, there's no way. There's no way. So, and I don't know, I just never thought of I never seen myself actually doing YouTube full time. I don't know, like I kind of like my gig now where I have my full-time job, whatever pays the bills. And then I get to do this like fun thing. This is like my fun time. And I would hate for it to become a job and then it's no longer fun anymore. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah. And are you easily able to balance your work life and your YouTube life? Like, how is that going?
I feel like when we were pre-COVID, yes, I felt like it was really awesome. I was able to balance it really well. Now it's a lot of, yay, YouTube member. Sorry.
I just wanted to highlight that real quick. I've been trying to highlight it on this computer. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Theresa. I'm sorry.
No, I don't care.
I just
realized a new member.
To my other computer in order to highlight things. I've been clicking on this computer trying to get it to highlight things and it won't let me. So I'm sorry. Please continue. I was listening and I'm sorry. I just wanted to. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. We love a new member. Okay, we cherish our family here.
Yes, thank you.
No problem. So now I think with COVID, it's a little bit more difficult because I'm working longer hours, and when you're working from home and you're sitting at a computer all day, it's like the last thing you want to do is like, so let me talk to you about this Natasha Denona product. Like, I am fucking wiped out. So I find it's a little bit more difficult. So I try to get as much done on the weekends as humanly possible. And then I'm able to like chip at it, like edit it and stuff like that. It's also helpful now that my husband helps me edit half my videos. So I'm trying to get a little bit more output, because I was able to do 3 videos and I kind of scaled it back to 2 videos. So I want to go back to 3 videos a week, but it's kind of all trying to find that balance of what works for you. So.
Right. Yeah, I would imagine that would be difficult. And plus, like you're saying, like being on the computer all day and then coming home and being on the computer again, it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but when I edit, if I edit too much, I get tired of looking at my own face. Like I can't listen to my voice anymore. I can't look at my own face anymore. Like I am so tired of this.
Yeah. Also, when I'm tired and when I try to record, I stumble on my words and I don't take a beat. So I'm just like, and then I'm yelling at the camera. So I'm like watching me yell at myself and I'm editing and I'm like, you stupid bitch. Like, I hate you. I hate it. So I have to be in like a good mood to do it and like a good headspace, because otherwise it's draining. You don't want to listen to yourself drone on about some bullshit.
Yeah. And then when you're making all those mistakes and you have to edit them all out, and it's like,
oh, it's time consuming. It's like,
and
shut up.
and while you're making the mistakes, you're gonna know. Like later on, you're gonna be like, you're gonna hate yourself later. Like,
Yes, it's actually
worst.
funny because I have so I one popular video, a really popular video on my channel is makeup bingo. And I now give Alex full edit rights because I can't. I'm so like I'm embarrassed because the stupid shit that I say because I'm getting blackout drunk. Well, not I don't want to say blackout drunk because that sounds horrible, but I'm drinking to win. Okay,
Right.
and I'm just like sometimes I'm just rambling or I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll just be on Twitter and I'll just be talking like at the tweets, not even tweeting, just being like, oh, this stupid bitch. And like, I'll just whatever. And Alex is like, do you realize for like 10 minutes of the video, like you were just on Twitter, just yelling. And I was like, no, I didn't realize that. So I'm like, I'm giving you like half the AdSense. Like, just take it. Like you earned it, boy.
God. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Like, and he seems extremely supportive of you.
Oh yeah, I'm so thankful. I think one of the questions I saw it was either on Twitter or was it on YouTube where I think what was it? What does your husband think of your channel?
Yeah, somebody said that.
And
Yeah.
and that was one thing is that I'm so thankful to have him in my life because he's from day one he's been always very very supportive, and now like he knows how to edit and everything like that. And we also have a podcast together. Like this has become like we have like a little business. And I like that. I like that he is so supportive of me acting really stupid.
Yeah.
It's helpful.
Well, he probably sees the joy that it brings you too. And that probably makes him happy. Yeah, that is so awesome. It's nice to have someone that's supportive in the things that make you happy, like it's something that not everybody has, and it's something to be thankful for. So totally. So makeup questions. There were a couple people that wanted to know some makeup questions. So makeup related, trends or products you hope don't make it into 2021. Can you think? I mean, I know this is kind of like,
nothing that's coming to mind that I'm just like, oh, I hate this. Oh,
he knows.
Alex just yelled food stuff. Okay, so yeah, all right, I could see that because in every makeup bingo I have, I usually just yell for about 10 minutes about why I hate food palettes. So yeah, if that could slow down a little bit, because I'm kind of tired of like these really weird kind of gimmicky, like, and don't get me wrong, like deep down inside, I'm a 12-year-old girl. Like I totally get it. Like I have a Hello Kitty backpack, whatever. But I feel like a lot of times it's like too cutesy and they just focus on the packaging and then the actual contents of the makeup is like sucks dick. Look, sorry, but like it sucks dick. Like it's terrible. Whatever. Yeah. And I hate it so much for that. So I would love for it to kind of more have a focus on the actual contents of the makeup as opposed to the cutesy packaging of it being like a fucking pizza or a donut or fucking blueberry muffin, whatever. I'm just over it.
That stuff really is cute, but it's like, what are we just going to display it and never use it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I have a lot of shit that I'm just like, oh, this is like a display piece. And then I think about like, I spent $40 on that. What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, why did I do that?
Why didn't you just buy a lamp? It's like
exactly
some kind of sculpture. Like go to the TJ Maxx and get a sculpture instead. Like if you want a display piece.
Exactly. This is not fucking art. It goes bad after a while. So it's like,
right. The sculpture from TJ Maxx isn't gonna go bad. Like come on. So anyway.
Thank you, Alex.
He's amazing. Oh my gosh. The other one was, what do you predict for the beauty community in 2021? Do you have any predictions of how things are going to go there?
I think people, I hope, this is what I hope for. I hope people will continue to be more authentic and real in the beauty community. Because I feel like for a long time, it's really been Stepford wives and everybody's the same. And it's really annoying because there's no growth. So I would love for people to be more real and more honest. And also allow their viewers to get to know them too. to show that they're a real person, that there's a real person behind the studio lights and everything like that, because it kind of makes them human, So I kind of hope for that. I hope for people just being more authentically themselves. And even if that means they're complete monsters and assholes, at least we notice that and we see that.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally. And that's why I'm always harping on like apology videos and people saying that people need to do apology videos this way, this way, this way. And it's like, no, I don't want them to follow script, because then that hides who they really are. Like, I want to know what do they actually feel bad for their apology? Like, what did you actually think? Like, I don't want them to be able to just go by a script, because then I don't know. I don't know what kind of person they really are. So, I think authenticity is important. And you're right about like the cookie cutter. And I think this is what I think, and what I've noticed is that, YouTube from like 2014 to 2016, 2017, a lot of the beauty stuff, it was all about what's the latest product, how does it perform, because we want to know whether we want to purchase it or not, which is still around. I think people still want that information, but people are tired of just that. Just that information, just a makeup review. It's got to be more than a makeup review, I think, at this point. It's got to have some other element to it, whether it's telling a story or vlogging with it, or, something personality-wise that adds, that you can really see that person along with the makeup review. I feel like that's kind of where we're going, in my opinion.
And listen, I'm totally for that, because you're right. There's just, even now too, there's just like a rash of people just kind of doing the same thing. And what I do appreciate, though, is that everybody has a different opinion, especially with the smaller beauty community. Everybody has a different opinion. So I feel like that, at least, they're true, they're being honest and everything like that. But I think when you start incorporating little bits of your personality, like that is helpful. It allows the viewer to be like, wow, that's the kind of person I want to hang out with. Like, that could be my friend. And I love that. Like, that I want to be like, I know this person. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I can relate to this person. There's nothing wrong with buying a bunch of, like high-end shit or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, just be relatable, though.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh.
This is an interesting comment. Missing full makeup tutorials. Totally. But I think we're getting those back, because I think what's happening is the Daily Syrians and the Jamie Frenches are coming around, and they're doing the tutorials, and the way you're going to be doing your stories along with your getting ready with me. We're getting those tutorials, but we're getting something else with it.
Exactly.
I think that's it.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that that people are like Bailey Sarian and Jamie French and even Robert Welsh, that are allowing, like, bringing, like, yes, they're doing makeup or whatever, and you're watching them do it, but they're also entertaining you along the way. And it's like a different kind of makeup tutorial, in a sense. It's like they're dropping a little bit, like, okay, this is what I'm doing, but also let me tell you about this horrible murder that happened 35 years ago. And it's like, it's so interesting. Or like Jamie talking about a lot of these shitty fucking movies, which is hilarious, So that's, I think, for me, was like, all right, it seems like a natural progression. It's like, well, I could tell these weird ass stories. And then also, because a lot of times, a lot of people will always ask me, like, oh, how come you don't do makeup tutorials? One, they don't really get views. Two, I don't consider myself a makeup artist. I consider myself at best a makeup enthusiast, like most people. So, I don't want to be like, this is how you're supposed to cut the crease. Because, bitch, I don't fucking know. Like, I'm just learning with everybody else,
Yes,
YouTube is like literally teaching me, like, shit. Like, I swear to God, if you would have saw pictures of me 5 years ago, first of all, did not have eyebrows. I'm still trying to figure out eyebrows, okay? But like, I literally just had brown eyeshadow that wouldn't go above the crease. And I would just like tight line my eyes. I look like a small raccoon. Like, that's what I thought was beautiful. And then I was like, oh my God, there's a whole other fucking world out there. Like, you could splash green mutant shit on your face. Awesome. Let's do this. But YouTube is a really good teacher for that. So yeah. Let's go with that.
Definitely. I love the evolution of where we're going. I think that it's a good place, and it's way better than, I feel like, 2019, 2020 was the age of drama, like that was, I really, because people realized that was where the views was in the drama. And I'm guilty of it myself. I will tell you straight up, I'm guilty of it myself. I will admit it. But it's one of those things where you go where the trends are. That's the whole thing on YouTube, and people fault people for that. But it's, you know, when the whole game of YouTube is to get views and subscribers, and then people say, well, you're only doing this for views and subscribers. It's like, what, do you play Monopoly to lose? You know, you want to not get Boardwalk? Like, come on, like, you're not going to freaking take Boardwalk if you have the opportunity, you know? I mean,
I'm a Baltic Avenue kind of bitch, but whatever. Us trash knows where we belong.
I got the B&O Railroad down the street from me, so, you know, it's all good. But yeah, I mean, I always think that that's weird when people are accused of trying to follow trends, but at least I feel like the trends where we're going, which is adding more personality, adding more entertainment, adding more fun to videos, is a better trend to me than adding more negativity and drama, which is where it has been. So I feel like we're on a good path, in my opinion.
I agree. No, I agree. I'm so tired. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm also that bitch that will sit there with the popcorn being like, oh, what happened today? You know, as long as I'm not involved in it, I'm just like, ooh. I have like my little glass above the wall, like, oh, what's going on?
Yes.
But no, I think right now, like, the world is it's so negative.
Yeah.
And there needs to be a little bit more positivity. And I'm so tired of focusing on the negative people or the fucking drama of everything. It's boring. It's boring. Nobody cares. And if you don't pay attention to it, it dies. It dies. It goes away. So we need to just keep doing that and focus on more of these positive folks that come up and actually, you know, are authentically themselves and not some manufactured bullshit. So
Amen. Yeah. Amen. I love that. I love that so much. I'm looking to see because I skipped around on my question sheet and now I'm like, wait, what did I say? Okay. So going back to makeup, I know I'm flipping around a little bit, but this is something that I personally really want to know, because I am a huge fan of duochromes and multi-chrome eyeshadows. Huge fan. Like when you get that shift and you got on your eyes and
it's so good.
There's just something that makes your heart just like explode with love of color. Like, it's beautiful. So if you could only use one, either brand or color of multi-chrome, duochrome eyeshadow, like which one comes to your mind? Like, this one is the one. I know I wouldn't be able to answer this question. So if you can't, it's okay too. Or even just some of your favorites.
Okay, let's do it that way, because I'm a Libra and I'll start crying right now. It's like, I say, like, my favorite ones have been, well, Cleona. Cleona makes amazing multi-chromes. It just takes 3 years and a day to get to you, and it's by carrier pigeon. But when you do get it, you forget all about the drama of the postal service, and you're like, oh, these are fucking beautiful. But the one I've actually found recently has been Terra Moons.
Oh,
bitch, that is good. NBA Cosmetics is another one that is fantastic. Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's so many. There's a lot, actually.
Okay.
But yeah,
nice.
Those were like my favorites. What I would say my least favorite is the Natasha Denona.
No,
Denona palette.
The new one?
Well. Okay, here's the thing. Go in with no expectations. Yay! I'm so happy I got you to say that.
I'm allowed to because you did it first.
My goal is completed. We can end chat now. Okay.
I'm so mad. I just bought it VIB still. Damn it. All right. Well, I'm gonna.
No, it's fine. Listen, review it, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Considering that you know what a traditional multi-chrome is.
Yeah.
Not quite the same. I see where they're going with it, but it's like, you could have done so much more. But I don't know. Yeah. Don't listen to me. Go play with yourself and come back to me and say you're right.
I will play with myself. I will make sure that happens.
Yay. Oh shit. My god.
Hold on, here's this one. Okay. So, Terra Moons, good to know. Well, with MBA, I used to buy a lot of MBA because Maria, Agape Love
Yes.
Girl, was big involved with MBA and used to buy stuff. I really liked their pressed glitters that they had because they actually had a cream within them, so they stayed on really, really well. But I honestly haven't gotten anything from MBA in, I don't know, 2 years at least. So it's good to know that they have good duo.
Oh yeah.
Because
so they have good, they're called Chroma Lust or something like that. Like they have a weird name to it.
Okay.
But I actually just picked up, I don't know. I think I got like 4 or 5 of them. I got drunk the other day and I was like, I need to get these. So I'm very, very happy about that. But they're really, really super good. A lot of the, I want to say a lot of the multi-chromes, the only thing is that what I feel like doesn't make them so attractive is how expensive they are. But for what you're getting, I feel like it makes sense. You know what I mean? But
gotcha.
I don't know. I don't mind it.
So interesting. You know what I just purchased that's going to be part of a new video is the new Juvia's Place palette. Hold on.
Oh.
Yes. And there's a duochrome in here that I didn't realize was a duochrome. This one, the purple one. I don't know if you can see the shift in it. That, I don't know if this one is. I haven't used the glitter one yet, but there's some. Let me see if I can get it to focus. It's this one that I put all over my lid. Yeah, that's a pressed glitter. So there's a pressed glitter here, but you can see how opaque it is. Yeah. And then this one is the duochrome where it's like the pink and purple shift, and you can really see it on the eyes. And I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, woo, I put it on yesterday for the first time. I was like, yes. So I'm going to be playing with this a little bit more, but that's the latest duochrome to enter my life, and I'm quite happy with it.
Yay!
So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to pop over to the chat and see if anybody live has any questions, because we've got about 19 minutes left and I want to give them a chance to ask some questions. Before it comes up, Theresa is not going to be disclosing where she works. So
don't ask.
It's so I just want to let you know. I know a lot of people are curious about that, but she is not going to disclose that information. So everybody has to have their it's just the way it is. I just want to let you know that.
If I ever leave my job, I would be more than happy to be like, hey, this is what I did. This is what I used to do or whatever. But I just think right now, I work for Dunder Mifflin. It's fine. I sell paper.
Perfect. Yes. All right. So what about JD Glow?
Oh, I forget about them. Yes, they have a really good one. Seaweed. Yes, it's like a bog witch's dream. JD Glow. I always forget about them. Yes, they're wonderful. Sorry, Mom.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure. Sorry. I got a little. Okay.
Oh yeah. We don't like glitter. That's why I don't fuck with pressed glitters. It's all that rains down on my face. Usually irritates my eyes. We love that.
Yes. Well, another thing I got yesterday, I did have glitter bukkake yesterday, because on top of that,
why am I so in love with you right now? Oh my God, I got you to spit and bukkake. Oh my God, guys.
Yes.
We won.
Yes, that's okay. Well, hey,
humanity wins. Okay.
There you go. Hey, this is the thing. Is that I actually cuss in my regular life. It's just when I started my channel, I was a teacher and I couldn't do that because
I know it's not fun.
Videos, I couldn't I didn't want them to see that. So now that I'm not teaching, I definitely could cuss on my channel, but it's like now I have an audience of moms and dads, and I just felt like I needed to maintain that. So I get these rare occasions where I can cuss on camera, which I thank you for.
Makes me so happy. I feel honored and blessed.
Yes, I love it. Thank you for allowing me that opportunity. This is what I purchased from the video that's going up next Wednesday. This is the new Elf. I don't think these are new, actually. This is from I don't know, it's Elf. This is the glitter bukkake that was on my face yesterday. So, yeah. But it was pretty, though. It was pretty. I will say that.
Pretty.
Okay, I'm looking for more things. Let's see.
Just people are just going to yell glitter bukkake. I think that's really. I love my audience.
I didn't mean to click. I clicked a different one, but hi. Yeah. And
they're good.
I just wore it for the first time yesterday, so I'm going to still be testing it, and you'll see the whole reason why. Hold on, I'm not very good at this whole thing.
That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah. There you go. I love this one. Theresa isn't dead. She is life. Oh,
Oh,
that's
I
so
love you,
nice.
Carrie. I love you.
Oh. Okay, let's see. See if I can find anything. Okay. Which beauty brand or
Oh,
other creator would you love to collab with, Theresa?
let's do beauty brand. I I mean, I would love to do something with Lethal Cosmetics. I mean, I really would because I really do love their products a lot. But yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, that Midas Cosmetics is a really nice, is another really great brand. I love their face palettes that they came out with, and their cake liners. I would say like I like my indie brands. I feel like that's for my audience is. So
Yeah,
yeah, same with
totally,
her.
totally. And I
Yeah,
feel like, that's one thing that I think gets lost in larger channels, including my own, that even though I'm considered a mid-sized channel, I'm not considered a large channel by any means. But we tend to lose the indie stuff because we start getting the PR from the bigger brands and the indie stuff
yeah,
gets pushed by the wayside. So I think it's really great that you do review, you and, Angelica
yeah,
and all these other channels review this indie makeup so that people can know what the deal is with it and whether it's worth it,
yeah,
because I do think that gets lost, and it's one of the advantages of watching channels like yours. And I have a feeling that even if you do start getting PR, you're still going like more PR than you already do, because I know you do get it, but I have a feeling you're
yeah.
still going to probably get indie makeup.
Which I'm okay with because I often find that indie makeup sometimes is better than the shit that's already in Ulta or Sephora or wherever you shop for your makeup.
Yeah,
So yeah, no.
yeah. I say, oh, this would be interesting. Do you know Natalie Wynn? She's ContraPoints. She's very political though, so I don't know. I don't know if that would
Uh,
happen. Yeah, I
ooh.
think that's Natalie
I
Wynn,
have to
right?
Google her.
Did I get that wrong? Natalie Wynn is ContraPoints, maybe. I think I might have gotten that wrong.
Anybody help?
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Oh my God. Can I tell you, I still laugh that they send me PR and I'm like, do you realize like I like say the most fucked up shit when I'm talking about things. All right. But they're really nice. So one of the owners is actually following me on Instagram. And I was like, all right. Whatever. I guess you appreciate a little bit
Nice.
of trash. Thank
That's
you.
awesome. That's awesome. Because Chantecaille, if you're not familiar, Chantecaille is a very luxury brand. So like we're talking,
Yes.
what's one of their highlighters, what, like 50, $60 for like one,
Yeah.
something
Like
like
my
that?
favorite thing is their powders are like $80, $90. And I have to thank Michelle Wong for opening me up to the world of luxury makeup. I love and hate her for that very reason. So
Yes. Michelle's
yeah.
amazing. She's
I love
incredible.
Michelle. She's so cool.
If you're not following Michelle Wong, we both
Oh, you're
highly
fucking up.
recommend. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
incredible. You will love her. She's
Yes.
just I
Love
actually
her.
stayed in a hotel room with her in Texas, and she like we've spent
I
quite a bit of time.
heard.
And like
Yeah.
when John and I were down in Vegas, I got to spend time with her and hang out, and like she's just an incredible person. So
I got to have lunch with her, Sarah from Better Off Red,
mhm.
and Kate the Great, and Emily Hanhan and Alex, and it was such a nice little
Nice.
afternoon. It was just bullshit, and it was great. It was really great hanging out with, well,
That's
actually with
awesome.
people that you just see online. So it's like, oh, you're an
Yes.
actual person. You have legs.
Yeah,
Cool.
I
Love
know.
that for you.
There's a lower body there. Like, wow.
Wow. Thought you were a robot.
Was that
Okay.
in New York?
Yeah. They came,
Okay.
yes. Because Sarah, I think, lives in the DC area, I want to
Yeah.
say. So I think she drove up. Kate lives in Manhattan or upper Manhattan. And yeah, Michelle flew in. So this is
Nice.
before COVID. And
I
then,
know. I
the
miss
world
all
went
of
to
those
hell.
things.
I know. That's how
No.
I met you, was
I
IMAX.
I know. I actually got to hug you
Oh,
once, and it
I
was
know.
fabulous.
I loved it.
It was,
It's so
yes, that
nervous.
was amazing. That was amazing. One day again, we will be able to fly and go to events again.
I
One day.
know. I know.
Good question here.
I have never tried Hip Dot. I have never tried it. I think in my last makeup bingo, I was screaming about the Tapatio palette. So I was like, who is this shit for?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is Hip Dot good? Have you tried it?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know,
feel like
but
it's kind of gimmicky.
a little bit. Oh, wait, I feel like maybe I might have tried one. I don't know. Sometimes things run together. Like, it wasn't, if I did, it wasn't,
Yeah.
you know what? I think I did, but it was fine. I did, but what did I try? It wasn't
Okay,
one of their,
we love that review.
yeah, I mean, because it wasn't one of those major like release palettes that like the
Okay.
Tapatio or like, you know, it wasn't one of those that got a lot of attention. It was like just like a more obscure, like one of their earlier
Oh,
palettes.
ugh,
So it didn't
who
like really stand
cares?
out, and it was just fine. Like, I was like, "Oh, all right.
All right.
I need to
I was
try
like,
it.
why do I want to put hot sauce on my face? Like, I already, bad enough, I get like spicy butthole when I use setting sprays. Like, the last thing I need is like have fucking cayenne in my eyeball. Oh, thank you.
I know. Like, why was that a good idea? It's like the Too Faced, the spicy bears, like cinnamon bears. Like, why? I don't know.
I don't understand. Oh, what poor Two Face.
I
Actually, fuck Two
know.
Face now. Whatever. Fuck 'em.
Yeah, I was on. Okay, so let me tell you my Too Faced PR story. So I was on Too Faced PR for a very short period of time. It was like probably 6 months tops. Okay, my first PR I got from them was in January of last year. It was like a couple weeks into January. I got Christmas stuff, and I was like,
"What?
How? What do you want me to do with these? Like, it's like January 10th." Like, and you're sending me like not that I wasn't appreciative, because I was appreciative, but I felt like I couldn't really promote it or talk about it or review it, because it's like, who's gonna buy it right now? And then
Nobody is.
The icing on the cake, and what I think really got me kicked off, was they sent out these pajamas. Okay. They sent out, I'll have to put a picture up well, I don't know if John will allow me to put up a picture, but they sent these pajamas that were like a Too Faced collaboration with some pajama company. They were the most awful pajamas I have ever, like, they were like shiny pink, but they were rough. Ew. They were thin.
Oh God.
Like, if you weren't wearing anything on it, you'd be able to see your nips through it. It was that thin. And it was like, it was shiny and like I don't know what you call it, like almost like curtains, like real sheer, like rough, like curtains or something. They were awful. Okay. So John tried them on because they actually fit him better than they fit me. And I have a picture of him standing in our old living room with these pink pajamas on, holding Haley, my little dog, when she was tiny, and he's just standing there like this. And I'm pretty sure I shared it somewhere, and I think that was the end, because these were like $80 pajamas.
Oh, like, Too Faced, for not taking a joke.
Sleep in these things. They were awful. Like, how did you think this was a good idea? Like, what is wrong with this? I think that was the end. And I think I might have said some things in videos too, but I think that was
I'm going to say,
it was.
I don't think I'll ever get Too Faced PR, because I just yell about them and Morphe, which I'm okay with. I'm fine.
Yeah. I'm yeah. I've never been on Morphe PR. Have you ever been on Morphe PR? Me either.
Half the time I'm like, this shit fucking sucks. Like, throw it in the trash. No, fuck Morphe.
And what's sad is I feel like that they could be doing better. Like, they have the potential to do so much better, and they just don't. Yeah. Like, they rely, I think, on the influencers to push the product, whether it's good or not. And I think that that's, really sad to, push out crap with an influencer attached to it. I mean, I know some people love Morphe stuff, and it's fine. I feel like Morphe stuff sometimes is fine, but the issue I have with Morphe shadows specifically is that I feel like they blend away. Like, as you try to blend them into each other, they're just too much work for me. And I don't want that.
Exactly.
I don't need that in my life.
Yeah,
I don't need that in my life.
No.
So, yeah, that's my thing.
Love to see that picture, by the way. Now
I will definitely share it with you. Yeah, the OG Jacqueline palette, that was my fave.
That's
if they had just kept that formula, I think they would be in a much better place. But I don't think they really care. I think that I don't think they care about it. And
they want money.
We'll see. Fine. That word is the kiss of death.
It is true. It's
kind of, yeah. Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. Yeah. I mean, there's just so much good makeup out there right now. There's so much good stuff. It's like, if you're not releasing this quality, then you don't have a chance, unless you have some other kind of hook, like the food packaging, or the celebrity name or an influencer name or whatever. So
yeah. I mean, e.l.f. has really stepped it up, like with their eyeshadows. They used to be hot garbage, and now I'm like, oh my God, like e.l.f.
Yes.
You've entered the chat. welcome,
Yes.
welcome,
You
you know,
sexy
so
bitch, you elf.
exactly.
Like, thank
I mean, I could get
you.
drunk. Yeah, I can
Yes.
get drunk and like spend $100 and get like literally like 3 boxes of
Oh
stuff. I'm
my
like,
gosh.
that's
Oh, I know,
great.
right?
I love a value.
Yeah. They're crushing it. They're totally
They
crushing
are.
it. Yeah, they're doing a great job. And I think it's just because they started realizing that if you put out something that's good quality, people will buy it.
Oh my God, who would have thought that would be such a crazy fucking idea?
I know, right? For reals. Seriously. Oh my gosh. I'm looking for more questions in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Natalie. Hey, Natalie. Natalie says, I have some Morphe
They're
brushes bought on
fine.
deep discount and they're just fine. Exactly.
You're
Exactly.
fine.
And with Morphe brushes, I had bought some on Haute Look. Do you remember when Haute Look was a big thing? It's like
Oh
they throw it out to
yeah.
Nordstrom
What
and it's like
happened?
discount stuff. It's still there. They just don't have a lot of makeup
Oh.
on there anymore because I guess people stopped
Mm.
buying it. I don't know. The
Yeah.
shipping there is astronomical. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yes, I bought some Morphe brushes over there and they sucked. And then my audience was telling me, well, it's because you bought it off a Haute Look. It's probably not the same thing as what you get on the website. So I bought the Laura Lee sets because I was like, well, if these are the ones that Laura recommends, then these must be the good ones.
They must be good.
And I will honestly say there's probably out of like the 8 brushes or whatever in there, there are probably 2 that I still use that I really like.
Okay.
So there are a couple of them. Like I really like their angled blush brush. I know that's one that I use a lot, but I mean, there's so many good brushes out there. It's like, why even bother?
The Jaclyn Hill one, when she came out with the second palette,
Yeah.
those brushes were actually pretty good. Surprisingly.
That's good. Nice. And actually, we talked about these in the new What's Been Makeup today. The new Nikita Dragon ones look really pretty.
Yes, they do look pretty.
They look like they're nice shapes. I really like the thin handles. I think that's fun. Like it's a little different when you've got that little dainty handle. Like, I don't know. It just makes you feel a little more
fancy.
A little more fancy. But I'm not going to buy them, but I'm curious to hear what other people think of them. So let's see. Yeah, this is interesting. Lisa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I've heard good things about some Amazon brushes. I think it's very hit and miss though, because you can really get some Amazon brushes that I had purchased some on Amazon once and they just fell right apart. It's like, it's very hit and miss. Was it Beauty Junkies was on Amazon? Beauty Junkies. I think that was it Beauty Junkies or another one? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll put it in the description if I can think about it and think of what it was. Let me see if there's anything I missed on my questions here. Cause I think, let's see. Yeah, this is interesting.
3 minutes.
Oh my gosh, we're running out of time. No, I love talking to you. I could talk to you all day long.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It has been wonderful having you. Okay, non-beauty faves, especially to get through quarantine.
Oh, girl, I got you. Okay, so I have been watching. All right. So a little weird thing about me is that I love Disney. I love Disney. Like it's disgusting how much I love Disney. And I love Disney vloggers. Oh God, it's just the manufactured positivity just brings me such joy and like hatred at the same time. I love it. But there are 2 vloggers that I really enjoy. One is Ordinary Adventures, and there are a couple out in California that usually do like Star Wars stuff or Universal things. Like they're just a fun little couple that are, I think, like around my age or maybe a little bit older, past 35. They're very nice. They're geeks. Love them. And then another guy is Adam Hatton, who is this English guy who does some Disney vlogging. And he usually is with his best friend, Gary. And they're adorable. And they're just like, it's a cute little best friend relationship. And they're just yelling and, just being adorable. So I have that stuff. And then I have Kate and I always say it wrong. Nate and Kara. That's another vlogging like travel channel I'll watch, or Binging with Babish. I don't really watch too many beauty things. Like when I'm trying to like decompress, a lot of it is like travel, and a lot of it's like old travel vlogs because we can't leave. So we kind of just like, remember that's what Japan used to look like. So like it's nostalgia for places I have never been to, but it just gives me a little bit of joy though. So yeah, I love that.
So if you could travel anywhere right now, let's pretend we're in an alternate universe where there was no COVID and you have all the money. Money is no object. You could go
Tokyo.
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 I got this. Tokyo. I know this one. Why do you want to go to Tokyo?
Tokyo. First of
Right.
all, I belong there, okay? Everything is adorable and everybody is so nice and respectful. It just seems like a beautiful country. And just, I know I could just see myself just spending so much time. They have like really like between the culture and the food and just like the weird, fun, weird things like, underwear, used underwear in a vending machine. That sounds hilarious. Also, you
Oh
can
my
get
gosh.
soup in a vending machine. That sounds like a great
What?
place to me. Oh, yeah,
Nice.
Google it.
Soup in a vending machine? That's a thing?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. But
Wow.
honestly, though, like Japan has always been on my bucket list. And I think once things are kind of, I don't want to say normal because I don't think anything's ever going to be normal. I think we have to have like a
Right.
new kind of normal. But when we
Right.
can travel again where people feel safer, I would love to do that. I would love to go there. Plus, they have Disney, like Tokyo Disneyland, which I kind of have to go to. So
Really?
just saying.
I know nothing apparently.
Oh, so good. I'm such a Disney person, it's disgusting. Like I know a lot of things about Disney, it's terrible. If I lived in Florida, I would have been a Disney vlogger. Everybody would have hated me because I would have like had an awful garbage mouth, but that's what I would have done.
Can you imagine Teresa
I think
with
look
a
at
Disney
me.
Channel? She's like, ah, bitch, look at Mickey. Look at his big ass ears. I had no idea his
Exactly.
ears were gonna be that big. Fuck. Like, can you imagine?
I feel like you just gave me my Christmas present this year. Thank you. We got her to say fuck, shit, and bukkake, guys. We did good.
Yes, we did good. And on that, it is
We'll
time
end
to
it
go.
there.
Unfortunately, now it's time to say goodbye. Let's stick with the Disney. Thank you so much,
That's right.
Teresa, for being here. This
Thank
was
you. Thank you,
so
Jen.
much fun. I am
Oh my
so glad you took the time to come on live chat today. I hope that everybody watching had a good time. If you are not subscribed to Teresa and you would like to check out her channel, I do not have it linked in the description down below. I don't know why, but I will be linking it as soon as this is over. I will put it there. But you just have to search for Teresa Zed. It's very easy to
Yeah,
do. She's the only Teresa
seriously.
Zed on the entirety of the internet. So it's very easy to find. Thank you so
Great.
much for being here,
Thank you.
and mad love to you. And we will see you in live chat next Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Have a great week. Stay safe, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.